it's Laura with Core Pilates and Yoga here to deliver you a great yoga workout. We're going to begin standing on our mat, and as you've come to know, I have my mat in a T position such that when I turn sideways, you'll be able to see what's going on. Your mat can just stay facing straight ahead. Please be sure to clear out any stray items, so we don't want you to trip or anything while you're getting through the process. So let's begin on our mat, and we'll find ourselves in parallel foot stance with the toes tracking straight ahead. And we're just going to have some busy feet here right out of the gate. So we'll just rock a little bit into the toes and then the heels, just a little back and forth, just to get the blood flowing, get our mind set right. And we'll go ahead and plug those feet into the floor. As you look down for just a moment, ensure that the toes are tracking straight ahead. And then from there, let's take a deep breath in. We'll inhale, lift the arms up. Interlace, stretch those arms up to the sky a little more. And then slowly drop your right arm down by your side. And then other side, just waking up the intercostal muscles here for a few moments. And then we'll begin with a nice lateral breath concept to really get you centered and really get your day off to the best start that it can be. So let's bring both arms up. One more interlace, one more stretch up, lift up, look up. And then let's bring those arms down, and we're just going to lightly fan them right around the ribs. So my pinky finger is spanning down towards the hip, and the thumbs are up towards the side of the ribs. Fingers are splayed towards the center line of the body. Again, just double check those feet that they're straight ahead. Shoulders rolled back and down, heart center broad, and just close your eyes and give your body, give your mind the opportunity to connect with your breath. So as we breathe in here, just feel your breath expand into the side walls of the body. So as if your arms are expanding out east to west. And then as we exhale, we'll draw the fingers towards the center line of the body as if you were zipping up or tightening through a corset or a vest, something that's cinching and drawing to your center. So with your breath, inhale through the nose, expand laterally. Exhale through the mouth with a little ha sound, nice long exhale, and you're knitting back together. Nice soft gaze, or keep your eyes closed and really focus in on your movements. So just cultivating a deeper sense of awareness with our breath so that as we move through our poses today, the breath is truly there to support us and be the conduit between the body and the mind. Let's try one more breath in. And one more expansive exhale to contract. So that will be our breath as we move through that expansion and contraction. The lateral portion of the breath, ideally, we'll keep that as we move through our practice as well. So from here, let's take the arms up. We'll take a little spiraling breath just to wring ourselves out a bit. Bring the right arm in front, left arm behind you. Wring yourself out. Inhale, you're back up. Exhale, other way. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. So we're taking our lateral breath and just wringing out through the sides of the body. And one more here. Nice. And come back to our heart center. Feel those thumbs lightly press into your heart center. And as we get set with some beginnings of our sun salutation, we'll just wake up the feet. So let's engage all 10 toes, and we'll lower and lift the big toes down by themselves, just waking those guys up. And then lift, and then the pinky toe reaching out to the side edge of your mat. Really expanding those toes, stretching them, practicing social distance with our toes. Bet that was a phrase you never thought you would say so many times, right? So we'll start with the little toe and allow each toe to connect to your mat surface. Fantastic. From here, inhale, lift up. We're going to exhale, dive forward, little baby hinge. Bend at the knees to help yourself come down. Take a half lift, look out towards the front edge of your mat, and then a chair pose. Oh, just waking things up. And dive, little bend, half lift, and a chair pose. One more time. Lift, dive, half lift, and hold your chair. So clearly we have to wake up the back line of the body, right? Things are probably a little stiff on the hamstrings, maybe even the low back area. So from your chair pose, let's just do a few sweeps. We'll inhale, throw caution to the wind. Exhale, sweep the arms back behind us. Lift up and down. So just start to move the body as if you were standing up out of your chair and then maybe sitting back down for a real brief second. So we want to get the quadriceps going. We want to get the hamstrings going. We want to get the hips warmed up. Last 3 and 2. And then hold your chair pose here and just swing the arms. Warm up the shoulders a little bit. And then let's sweep those hands right into our thighs. Hands are turned inward. And let's wake up the spine just a little more as we get underway. So we're going to scoop it around, belly pulling into the backside. And then extend and expand out. And again, scooping around this time, add the head, tuck, 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 tuck. And then expand through the torso, lift head and tail. One more time, tuck in and expand. And now the important part here, the important concept, find your neutral. Pull the ribs in, make sure the back space is nice and long, and we stand back up. So let's try one of those mini sun salutations once again, the beginnings of it. Inhale, exhale. Now that feels a little better. Legs are a little longer, yes. Half lift and a chair. One more time, inhale up, fold, half lift, and your chair. Excellent. So just observing, even just a few little brief warm-ups can take that beginning move that we did, and now this sequence just feels a whole lot more comfortable. So let's add a couple more moves on, and then we'll revisit and see how things feel. So coming into a lunge, take your right leg in front, left leg in back, back heel is going to be lifted, and we'll just drop down and come right back up. Exhale as we drop down, inhale as we come up. Typical rule of thumb with yoga, as you breathe, you exhale to the earth, inhale to the sky. So if the body is dropping down close to your mat or the floor, that would be an exhale. If the body's coming up nice and tall, that would be an inhale. Now sometimes that breath is never set in stone, right? It could change, it could vary to lend itself to a particular move, but general rule of thumb, that will always serve you well. Now let's hold our next lunge down. Let's windmill the arms behind you and take a nice chest expansion. Just waking up through the upper back now, squeezing through the shoulder blades, opening up across the heart center. And then let's release the hands from behind our back, clasp the hands. You're going to round through the mid-upper back and then press the palms forward. So we're sinking now through the chest and broadening at the shoulder blades. And then let's come on up and let's switch. Other leg. Find that lunge here, and we simply drop down and come up. Again, exhaling down, inhaling, lift. Exhaling down, inhaling, lifting up. And then let's hold our next one down. And again, let's take the arms back, chest expansion, interlace, draw and expand. This time add a little more looking up, just a slight diagonal. And then release the hands, clasp them in front of you now, scoop tuck round, and this time looking down to the belly, to the waistband. And then release, and stepping back. All right, so let's go all the way back to the beginnings of our sun salutation here. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Half lift out. And a chair pose. Well, that feels so much better. Inhale up, exhale, dive, half lift and chair. One more time. Dive down, half lift, and let's hold our chair. Final little piece of the puzzle. Make sure those feet are really woken up. We're going to come into a little toe fold. Peel your right heel up. Crease out all the toes. Make sure even the pinky toe has contact with the floor and is spread out there. And then lower down and bring the other one up. So watch that you're not pushing into the little toe, right? Just bring the leg straight up center so the knee is still tracking over your second and third toe. There we go. Get that good fold going. One more time. And I do believe sun salutations are in our midst here. So let's take a deep breath in. Let's exhale. Swan dive, forward fold. Let's half lift out. So far so good. We're going to change things up. Right leg is going to step back for a lunge and the arms are going to sweep up. Lower down, left leg steps back, this time downward facing dog. Good day to the body, right? Nice upside down V. Inhale, glide forward into your plank position. So first plank of the day here. Let's revisit those two one more time, lifting up, downward facing dog. And forward to plank, holding your plank. From this position here, push off the toes, so glide your body forward, shoulders over the wrist, drop the knees, bend the elbows, and soften the body to the floorboards. Little Cobra Pose, tiny peel up, lower down, curl the toes, push up, and downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, bend the knees, travel the feet to meet the hands by walking up. Take a half lift out. There's that chair pose now, and we come up. And heart center, leading with the other leg for our lunge. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Half lift out. From here, step back with the left leg for your lunge. Coming up. Lower down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to your plank. And then let's see, we push off the toes, drop the knees, bend the elbows right by the side of the body. Control the lower to the mat, feet down, kneecaps lift, elbows squeeze by your side, little cobra. Lower from here, curl the toes, big push, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, travel the feet to meet the hands. Half lift out as you arrive, chair pose, and we're up. Let's do another full round. So inhale, you're up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Half lift, taking the right leg and stepping it back for our lunge. We lift up. Come on down, left leg steps back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Toes glide the body forward, knees drop it down, elbows squeeze by the sides of the body, control the lower. Little cobra here, feet down, kneecaps lift, elbows squeeze, peel up. Lower down, curl the toes under, and we come into downward facing dog. Breath in here, bend the knees, travel the feet to meet the hands. Half lift, chair pose, sitting down. Inhale, you're up. And exhale, heart center. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Half lift out. Collapse back down. We take our right leg or our left leg, your left leg, step back. Lunge. Come on down. Now your right leg, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank, toes, knees, elbows to the mat surface, cobra, lower down, curl the toes, push, and downward facing dog. Little side note here, the contrary to the breath I gave as far as the exhale, earth, inhale, sky, when we come forward into plank, and we go toes, knees, elbows, we get to the mat. Here, the cobra is actually a little better with the exhale. It's a little safer for our back. So that'll be the one contradiction. So let's practice it just right quick. Feet down, kneecaps up, elbows squeeze. Exhale into your cobra. Lower down. Change the breath just to see how it feels. Take your breath in here. Take your exhale here. Now inhale and lift up. And lower down. From here, let's push up hands to knees and take a quick child's pose. So sometimes it's nice to observe both ways to really find the way that best, fits your move for that time. I personally feel the exhalation on the cobra does lend itself to an engaged belly and thus a protected back. Okay, so we got to be smart when we do these moves. From our child's pose here, look out to those palms. Let's come back into our downward facing dog, this time with the feet together, and let's lift up. From your downward dog here, let's go ahead and bring the right knee in, and we're going to shoot the right knee up to the sky. From this three-legged down dog position, inhale, glide forward, plank, look out past your mat, keep the leg hovering, and then let's shoot right back up. Coming forward, plank, and shoot right back up. One more time, coming forward, plank. Nice job, shoot right back up. This time, the long right leg is going to drive into the chest. We're going to step it through and forward up towards the hands and pivot and plant the back left foot, coming into warrior one. So we'll lift into our warrior one. From our warrior one position, let's go ahead and move into warrior two. Open out to the sides. From our warrior two, moving into reverse warrior, turn the front right palm forward, glide the body forward, find length through both sides of your waist, and then cartwheel those hands back. Reverse warrior, sometimes known as peaceful warrior. From our reverse warrior, let's cartwheel the hands down either side of the front foot, step back plank position. From your plank, downward facing dog, and we'll step those feet together in our downward facing dog here. Left knee takes a turn in and extends up nice and high. Three-legged down dog. Be sure that the remaining limbs are truly connected into the floor. So check in with the palms, nice widespread fingers. Looking back at the right toes. Every toe has its own little parking space there, all spread out. We'll glide forward into a three-pronged plank position. Look out past your mat. And go right back up, three-legged down dog. And forward. And up. One more time, please. Forward. And then up. Holding our three-legged dog here for just a moment. From this position, we exhale, drive the knee into the chest, step it through and forward, and we have our warrior one on the other side. So back heel is our furthest point away. Front knee tracking forward. Those arms are lifting up. Checking in with your breath. Reconnect mentally with the concept of our lateral breath. Expand and contract. Imagine you're just snapping up or buttoning up your vest right to the center of your body. And then from here, let's open out warrior two. Really feel those arms reaching in opposition. Nice soft gaze past the left fingertips. And then we turn the front palm up, long through your side body. So really elongate the waist first. And then exhaling, reverse warrior, pour back. And then from our reverse warrior, cartwheel those hands down, either side of the front foot. Step back plank. Let's hold our plank. Thinking strength, core strength specifically. Yes, belly pulling in. Here, even in this position, you're finding your vest, right? You're buttoning everything to your center. Feeling those quadriceps activate. Feeling the heels actively lifted and pressing back. Looking at those palms, middle finger to the front of the mat. Thumbs on an angle towards each other. And then go ahead and hinge at the hips. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then from our downward facing dog, bend the knees, travel the feet to meet the hands. So we're going to walk on up to the front of our mat, take a half lift out, and a chair pose. Inhale, you're up tall, and exhale down. Getting the heart rate up just a smidge more today. Let's go ahead and keep our right leg in front. Left leg is going to step back for our runner's lunge. So the back heel stays lifted. The arms reach out in front. From this position here, you're going to step the left foot in and just pull the arms in by your side and reach back out. So it's step and pull, reach back out, step and pull, reach back out. Now, you can keep the foot tapping as it comes in, or if you'd like a little more work here for yourself today, drive the knee up, pull it in and out, pull it in and out. Now, as we pull the knee in, see if it can just tap the side of your opposing calf, the side of your right calf. Pull it in, pull it in. Last two, hold it in. See if we can all bring our foot right to the side of the leg. We're going to get our body to tall. Nice. And get into a little pelican pose here. So my foot is pressing into the inside of my inner knee, inner thigh, calf area. My arms are extending out. Then we're going to turn the palms, lift them up, and bring them in. Press out, up, and in. One more time, press out. Up and in, holding in here. Now we need to decide, because we're right around the knee, moving into tree pose. You can either A, slide the foot down to the calf for tree pose, or B, reach your hand down, grab your ankle and slide it up above the knee for tree. So either below or above the knee, never directly on the knee, into your tree pose. And let's extend both arms up. Excellent, come back down. Release the foot. This time we're going to step wide to the width of your mat. We'll get that other side in just a moment. Step nice and wide. Hands move from the heart center to the hips. So we'll hinge at the hip and come into a forward folded position. Now, very important here, we pull the belly and keep the back strong, okay? Bring those arms out for me. And we're just going to wrap the hands around so that your thumbs are on top. Holding your hinge, take your hands like a little tomahawk. You're going to throw those thumbs over your right shoulder and out, and then over your left. And so as you're here, it's a hinge and a hinge. Big exhale, throw that breath back. 4, 3 more sets. Last 2, and last set. All reach the arms out, hands to the thighs, scoop around, come on up, roll the shoulders around. Stepping our feet back in, getting ready for our lunge with the other leg. So the right leg steps back now. Remember, toes straight ahead, back heel is lifted. Arms are reaching out, separated this time. And we simply start stepping in and pushing back, right? Stepping in and pushing back. Nice exhale. So you almost feel as if your breath is pulling together your arms and your legs. Option, remember, add the knee lift. Pulling it in, seeing if you can tap the ball of the big toe right around the calf. Pulling in and up, pulling in and up. Let's do 4, down 3, and 2. You know what we got to do? Hold the in and then get up. Yeah, pelican. So my foot is pressing in around the calf, around the inside of the knee. My arms push out. And if you turn the palms up, together, and heart center. Push out. Up and down. One more time, push out, up and down, holding the down. We have to think for a minute, where do we want our foot for our tree? Do we want to just simply slide it right down onto the calf? Find your tree pose here. Or do we want to reach down, grab a hold, move it up to the inner thigh? That is certainly an option. And then the arms will extend up. Little tip, if you've moved your foot up high to the inner thigh portion, taking the big toe side and spinning it back about an inch so that you have a parallel line from your inner heel to your big toe. That helps you externally rotate a little more through the inner thighs, helps your pelvis stay a little stronger and more level as well, so you can balance for a longer length of time. Let's hold it here, one more breath. Excellent, those hands come in. And we release. Good, good. From here, wide squat, a little variation from before. Nice wide, parallel, however, right? We're going to push out and swim back. Push out, swim back. Push out, swim back. So you still have your squat going on, right? Nice hinge, a little wider here, so we really pull the belly and keep the back set. The arms just swim around. Press out, swim around. Press out, swim around. Now a little heart rate elevator here. Last 2. And last one. Whew, nice job. From this position, float off of the heels. Float high, 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 high. And then extend the arms up. Find a little balance here. Are all 10 toes present and accounted for on the mat? Really stretch your toes out. Stretch your fingers out. Spread everything. And then slowly come in. Nice work. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale into a wide forward fold. Take our half lift out. Collapse back down, and this time hands will come to the mat and we'll drop down onto all 4. So we're going to drop down hands and knees. And we have shoulder, wrist, knee, and hip. So super level, keeping a level back, keeping a level spine, spinal balance. Right arm reaches out, left leg reaches back. And then holding this position, we're going to gently bring our hand to our knee. So we'll exhale, draw it in, driving up through the belly, and then reach right back out. So think of core strengthening. Almost think of your crisscross. So if you're lying on your back right now, doing a crisscross, or sometimes called a bicycle type of cycling move with the arm and leg, think of this now, just in the reverse position, right? You're up. Pulling in. Think of the same cross diagonal you would work with the crisscross. Last 2. And then last one. Reach out long first. And replace second. All right, other side. We're out. Leg is long. Take a moment. Find your center. Be very lifted out of your supporting shoulder and your supporting hip. Make sure the belly is pulling in such that the back of the shirt, the back of the waistband is nice and broad. And then as we come in, you're exhaling. You're scooping in with the waistband to the back and extending right back out. Drawing in and right back out. Exhale. Think as you exhale and pull in, what's going on with my supporting left hip? Can I stay centered? Can I feel the pull more through my core rather than pushing into the hip, right? Let's do 3 and 2. Last one. And out. And down. Fantastic. Push off those hands. Little circle with the wrist. Stretch them out a bit. Take those hands behind your back. Another chest expansion. Leaning back on the diagonal. Little hinge at the knees. Opening up through the hip flexors, through the thighs. And then lifting up, adding a little camel with this. So let's bring the hands back up. So we'll make two fists. Right hand is going to windmill around and plug into your sit bone. Left hand is going to windmill around and plug into your other sit bone. The elbows are drawing back. So you're nice and strong. Elbows really pulling back. Body nice and tall. Gaze right now is straight ahead, okay? From the straight ahead gaze, slowly start to pull the belly in more, from the thighs more. Pour your body back and just simply take your gaze up to where the ceiling and the wall might meet. Right? Elbows behind you. The body's very lifted and supported as it's pouring over. We're not just pushing with our fist against the glutes, right? So we're opening up and broadening the front of the body, yes, but with tons of integrity and support. Let's hold here one more breath. And then we'll lift up. Now we have to counter. Curl the toes under for this counter. Take the arms up. And then scoop and round into a shell stretch. Hands coming down. A little push on the hands into the mat. So you're allowing yourself to scoop back further and just creeping the sits bones towards your heels. Yes, Mr. Toes, they are stretching, right? If they need a little assistance to separate and spread, just reach back, give them a little bit of assistance. Push, 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 push. And then holding all of this activation, make sure you did the little toe adjustment. You're going to hover those knees up. You're going to lift the knees and hover up. And then tap them right back down again. And again, lift and hover. And right back down. One more time, lift, hover. And then see if we can extend into downward facing dog. Might be a little abrupt, so you can take one palm's distance forward there and find your downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Can you come back to your lateral breath concept? Can we weave it in? Body's gets preoccupied, yes, as we go through all the different poses. And sometimes we just take it for granted that obviously we're breathing. But it's the conscious breath that hopefully yoga helps you cultivate. One more here. And release. Nice. So let's drop down to those knees. We're going to lay all the way down onto our belly. Reaching out. From here, arms and legs super long. We'll exhale and simply float into some spinal extension. With the left arm, sweep it back by your side. Kind of tap the pinky finger by the side of the thigh. Come back forward and land down. And we'll float up. And we'll do the same thing with the right arm. Reach it back. Tap the side of the thigh. Come out and land down. One more each side. We float up. Reaching back, front, and land down. And last time, lifting up, reaching back, and front, and land down. Make a little pillow for your head, turn your feet out to the sides, and let's just rest our forehead on our hands for just a moment. Here you can really feel the concept of your lateral breath. Close your eyes and feel your belly expand across the surface of the floor. And then as you exhale, feel everything gather and pull back into the center and feel your belly pulling in and up, again, towards the back waistband of your pants. And let's slowly come up, hands underneath the shoulders, feet retract. We'll push up hands and knees and then scoop and round into our child's pose. This time, the feet stay long, the toes are not curled here, and you can simply round over yourself. And then coming up, while the thought is still fresh in our mind, we're going to flip around onto our back and come into the crisscross. And think back to our spinal balance where we were moving and touching on the cross diagonal. Let's think of that action as we're here on our back now, working on the same cross diagonal. So we'll lower down, legs up, head, neck, and shoulders are lifted, hands behind the head. We're going to take the right shoulder to the left knee, extend the right leg out, and then come back to the center. And other side. And come back to the center. So thinking elbow to knee, of course, here, but we had our hand to our knee with our spinal balance. And we were really thinking of doing the work for the works sake, for the muscle activation, for the movement, rather than just going through the motions mindlessly, right? So mindfulness in motion, that is the key to everything we do. One more. And coming back to your center, let's relax the head. Hug the knees in. Let's drop both knees over to our left, arms to the right. And then other side. Back to the center. Hands will come to each kneecap here. Do a couple little hip circles around. And then let's pause and do those hip circles in the other direction. Excellent. Relax the right foot back down to the mat. Extend the left leg up. Let's get a good stretch here. Hands around the calf, nose to knee. So we'll exhale, float the head, neck, and shoulders up, lightly gliding the knee and the nose closer together. Hold here for a moment. Flex the foot. Drive your heel up towards the ceiling. And then slowly hug the knee in. Relax that foot down. Other leg coming in. Hands of the calf. Unfold. Nose to knee, knee to nose, gliding together. Flex the foot. Drive the heel up to the ceiling. Hug the knee in and land down. Both feet landing down, moving into bridge pose. Arms long by our side, about a palm's distance from sit bone to heel. Note if the shoulder tends to round up, take the palm and turn it up so that way we can externally rotate at the shoulder and keep everything nice and broad and open. We'll inhale, prepare to bridge. We'll exhale, press through the feet, fire with the hamstrings, a little bit of glute. We lift up, hip flexors stretching towards the sky. Inhale in your bridge. Exhale, finding length as you lower. So we'll lower the ribs, we'll lower the waist, and we'll lower through the tail, landing all the way down. Again, inhale, prepare for your bridge. Exhale, floating up. Inhale, you're up. And exhale, slowly articulate, meaning lengthening ribs, lengthening waist, and finally the tail. Those of you that know me, third time's a charm. We got one more bridge to do. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, floating up into our bridge, holding your bridge. Staying here, staying lifted a little longer this time. Let's add another chest expansion with our bridge. So we'll lift up through the left shoulder, walk the left arm in. Lift up through the right, walk the right in. Interlace those fingers, draw the knuckles long, and fire the hips up, 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 up. Take a moment, connect with the ball of the big toe. Allow the toes to spread. And then lower each toe onto the mat. So neither toe is touching each other. Remember those social distancing toes. Find the hips lifting a little higher. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now slowly release the clasp of the hands. Walk one shoulder blade out and then the other. And slowly articulate down. Fantastic. Hug both knees in. Both hands coming to the hamstrings, extend the legs up, wrap your hands around to the backs of the calves. We'll pull the legs slightly towards you and then float head, neck, shoulders up, making a little sandwich with our body, finding an upside down pike position. And then bending in. Relaxing back. Turn the soles of the feet together, moving into a reclining Baddha Konasana or butterfly. So the feet will be lightly pressing. The arms are going to open out to the side, so the knees are opening out. And we can simply close your eyes here and find a few breaths. Now if you're here and you find that you're arching a little bit in your back, things are not sitting too well back here, reverse your relaxation and take the knees together, feet out wide to the side, and open here. So I'll leave you with either one of those relaxation poses. Feel free to stay in as long as you're able. And I wish you the very best of days ahead. And I hope we see each other again real soon. Namaste.